Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network tonight from Legion Field. It's homecoming night as the 0-3 Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the 2-1 Pueblo County Hornets. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran, and if a team ever needed a victory, it's the Mustangs right now, considering they have played two good second halves against Brush and against Roosevelt. But, Brian, we know that this game is 4 quarters. You can't wait till the second half, which is what's happened the last 2 games.
Yeah, hopefully they can take off where they left off last week, come out strong and finish strong. The offense finally came around like we thought it could. They got Dawson Call in there, so now they have 3 weapons out there for JJ to throw to, which will help on the offensive side. So we'll see how that works out tonight.
Well, the issue is, Kevin, they've been outscored 31-0 in the first half the last 2 weeks, 21-0 last week, and 10-0 against Brush.
Right.
You've talked about adjustments many times during your analysis. There's no time for adjustments. You really have to have the game plan ready right now.
You have to adjust before the game starts. And, not taking anything away from those 2 second halves, but teams, when they go in at halftime ahead, they don't come out with as much intensity sometimes as they do. And I think Fort Morgan's caught Roosevelt by surprise a little bit last week. But as you said, they've got to start up from the get-go. They can't have they can't lay egg first half and plan to get a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm telling you, it is National Double Cheeseburger. Thank you, Kevin, for acknowledging that, because that's it's also National Linguine Day if you want to have 2 in the same meal. It is homecoming night. We'll get to the homecoming court coming up during the first half. We've already got it, even though we'll be broadcasting it live, audio and video-wise, throughout the course of the game. One thing, Brian, you mentioned the offense. You've got some weapons in the backfield, obviously, with Samson Ortega and Ben Fritzler, who hasn't played as much as Ortega. But now the receiving core has really expanded just with the freshman did last week on that 41-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play that they had. And in fact, we're going to have the national anthem.
Dawson Call had that touchdown. We'll come back here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. And as the coin toss about to take place,
and number 56, Jack Stinger. For Fort Morgan, number 1, Angel Lopez.
the Mustangs wearing their black uniforms.
Number 8, J.J. Marquez. Number 26, Samson Ortega. Number 41, Noah.
And Pueblo County in their white uniform. As basic as you can get, gentlemen. There's no oranges and greens and reds and blues out here. This is...
Well, you got your green helmets over on the far side. And
at least we can read the numbers.
right.
Black on white, white on black.
That's it.
Whoever they got those uniforms from needs to supply them for everybody.
Right. Well, it's exciting being homecoming week. You, as a coach, you always worry what sort of distractions and whatnot. Sometimes it provides motivation. The kids get really fired up. Sometimes they're kind of come out flat. So let's hope for the Mustangs that they can come out with that homecoming fever and get off to a good start.
And let's see who's won the toss. Normally the team that wins a toss now, they always defer. And Pueblo County has won the toss, and they will receive. And maybe that's a good idea because, Brian, you and I were out there last year. 42-35 shootout.
Yeah, that was an exciting game. That was for sure down at Pueblo County. The long drive down there was a good outcome last year. So we'll see if they can do that again tonight and come out on the winning edge. It'd be nice for them to get a big win, especially on homecoming night.
Here we go with the Mustangs to kick it off.
It's time to rise for the kickoff.
That's right.
Not with the same gusto that we normally listen to, but Kevin doesn't want to steal somebody's thunder, and neither do I, or Brian. And the opening kickoff is brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign.com. Miguel Davila will kick it off for Fort Morgan. Back deep to receive. For Pueblo County, looks like Tegan Dillon is out there with Jonathan Gonzalez standing at the 10-yard line. And we know how the game started last week. A 92-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Xavier Ramirez. So special teams failed in last week. And that was a weird game last year because you had a defensive touchdown. You had Charlie Langford return a kickoff for a touchdown. You can't rely on those types of defensive and special teams plays to get you through for a victory tonight. But the Mustangs really need one with Frederick coming up, a solid football team next Friday at home. And the left-footed Davila. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush, Fort Morgan. A line drive towards the sideline fielded by Gonzalez at the 18. And check that, that's not Gonzalez, but the number below him out to the 43-yard line, Terrell Dillahay, who's going to be one of the feature offensive players on this team. A return of 25 at good field position for Pueblo County. And we know how important field position is, Kevin.
Yeah, they're giving them almost midfield to start. I wonder, first couple games it was like he was kicking them into the end zone, and wonder what something went with his leg, or maybe they're just scared after last week's return for the touchdown.
I think that's what it is. Out of the shotgun, running back to the right of the quarterback. Cohen Glenn, 1st and 10 for the 43. There's the give on the right side. Dillahay with a hole across the 45 to about the 48, a gain of 5. Samson Ortega in on the hit. 2nd down and 5 yards to go on that quick hitter for Pueblo County.
And the defensive line is going to have to respond and play like they did second half last week to stop.
2nd down and 4 to go, just shy of the 49-yard line. Under center, backs in an eye. There's the give to the deep back, and that once again is Dillahay stacked up after a yard, running to his left. And solid penetration by Noah Aguirre, as well as Cade Underwood. 3rd down and 3, and that's, Brian, that was form tackling right there.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle there. That was, stood him right up and put him back on his back, and only had a gain of 2.
Christian Velasquez checks out of the game. 3rd down and 3. The ball is at midfield, center of the field as well, just not middle of the field. 2 receivers out to the left and right. From the pistol, back to throw. The slant is going to be incomplete, thrown behind the intended receiver, Jonathan Gonzalez, at the 42. And quite frankly, Kevin, he missed him by a mile.
Yeah, it was almost like a misread that he was expecting him to hook up there or something, and he threw it way behind him.
And a punt for Pueblo County will be Cohen Glenn, the quarterback himself. Back deep to receive are Charlie Langford and Angel Lopez Sarinana. They got to watch for a fake here because it's 4th and 3 at midfield. There's a perfect snap. He'll get it off. Fluttering punt, and it's fielded by Lopez, and he dropped it. He's got to fall on it, and does at the 16-yard line. How many issues have the Mustangs had on special teams just catching punts? You got to secure that football. You're not going to break one, more than likely. I mean, it's hard to break one, even for a 15 or 20-yard return. And now you're backed up inside your 20-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 15, just underway. 10:38 to go. Pueblo County went 3 and out on their first possession. At the 15-yard line. In motion to the left is Langford. Has it on the end around. He's got a small seam, and then it closes quickly. Oh, man, Pueblo County with some gang tackling, including, well, there's a 45 out there. Let's see if we got I don't have him on my roster.
For Fort Morgan?
No, for Elijah Horton made the tackle. A gain close to 3 for Charlie Langford on the end around. 2nd down and 7. Shy of the 18-yard line. That might be his first carry of the season. From the gun, running back Samson Ortega to his right. And now we got a timeout called.
No, they threw a flag.
illegal procedure. That's the other thing. We've seen this since week 1.
Yeah, I think when they
Start on the offense.
called it when they
5-yard penalty.
wait for that signal come in from the coaches, they all stood up, and apparently somebody had already been down in the 3-point maybe.
Yeah, those mental mistakes are drive killers.
Now it's 2nd down and 12 from their own 13-yard line. And Marquez threw for over 180 yards last week. He's had a couple of good games through the air. He's going to roll out to his right. That hit pass is incomplete to Dawson Call. I'm not sure if Dawson had to come back for the ball, but even if he came back, that was thrown into the ground. And it's 3rd down. That was not a pretty play. And quite frankly, I think J.J. telegraphed it completely.
Yeah, they pretty well were able to read that. Pueblo the county's in a 4-3, so they have 4 down linemen. Pretty hard to run against that inside.
3rd down and 13, make it 12 at their own 13-yard line. Got to get to the 25. And again, 4 yards behind center. Marquez back to throw, has protection. The screen to the right, caught by Ortega. Jitterbugs to the 20-yard line, and that's about it. Right at the 20, a gain of 7. 4th down and 5. The Mustangs will have to punt.
Gain is to the 20-yard line.
Well, they tried to set up that screen pass and only good for 5 yards. So
4th and 5 at the 20. And the punt for the Mustangs is Frank Urias. Gets it off end over end line drive, fielded at the 49 of Fort Morgan. And there's daylight to the outside of the 40. That is Tegan Dillon. And then we've got a late flag. Oh, man. Out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. What do we have there?
blindside block.
Yep.
He took him out. That was
Yeah, Ortiz got taken out. Was that Ortiz who got taken out?
Cameron Daly, I believe, got taken out.
Yeah, and well, we saw that happen in the state championship game. As the play ended up at the 33-yard line. That's where it actually ended up, or actually the 23, but that's going to come back. In fact, there were 3 flags thrown on that blindside block.
I could see it coming. That kid had peeled back, and they were after him, and
there was no reason. Just let him go because he already had a lot of yardage. That would have been a 25-yard return for Tegan Dillon, but instead, that ball's going to be closer to midfield, and that was quite the collision. So it'll be a net on the return of 0. He caught it at the 48, 125 yards. And a net of 0. 1st and 10 for Pueblo County at the Mustang 48-yard line. 9 minutes to go. First quarter, neither team has been able to generate a first down. With a backs in an eye. Under center is Cohen Glenn. Let's see if Dillahay gets the football. He will. Running right up big hole along the right sideline. He gets by Lopez at the 20. Breaks out of a tackle, and he's out of bounds. Ushered out of bounds by Ben Fritzler near the 10-yard line. Oh, I don't think he quite got there, but it's still a big gainer. 16, it looks like a gain of 32. And that, quite frankly, was too easy. Nobody touched him until he got down close to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, they found something on that left defensive side of the Mustangs and blew that hole open, and he was through there. He's pretty fast.
1st and 10 at the 20. Check that, at the 16-yard line. After the gain of 32. Backs again in an eye. A receiver split out to the left. Make it 2. Handoff. Dillahay runs into a Mustang, and he's down at the line of scrimmage. A solid hit there by Oscar Ramirez. Noah Aguirre got a piece of the ball carrier. They'll give him a yard. He's got 4 carries for 28 yards. 2nd down and 9 to go. And at some point they're going to test that Mustang secondary as well.
Yeah. Look for them to keep running to the right, because the 2 times they ran to the right, they had like 8 and 18, and 2 times to the left, they got stuffed at the line.
This time you have a receiver split out to each side on 2nd and 9 for the 15 of Fort Morgan. Glenn, quick drop, looking to throw. A fade to the right side, and it's out of bounds. Intended for Gonzalez into the end zone. Guarded closely there and defended by Lopez Sarinana. 3rd down, and that's essentially a wasted play because it wasn't even a jump ball. It was thrown a few yards out of bounds.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. He just saw how well he was covered, and he just threw it away.
either of you guys look at the stats and see how much passing yardage Pueblo County had?
Not a ton. It almost looks like the stats aren't even that updated because there's not a lot of big numbers out there for Pueblo County. Of course, they have a big 2 one-sided victories. Then they got beat up pretty badly in their other game. 3rd down and 9 for the 15. Man in motion to the left. There is the end around, and that's a small hole and a gain of 2. The flag is down, and that was given to Jonathan Gonzalez down to the 13. But I think that one is going to be against Pueblo County.
Yeah, they had 2 guys in motion at the same time and didn't reset and let them reset for a second, so illegal shift.
Well, Fort Morgan will decline the penalty, and actually it's only a gain of about a yard. Yep, that's exactly what it is. An illegal shift, but that is declined after the 1-yard gain by Gonzalez. 4th down and about 8 to go. Just shy the 13-yard line. They're going to go for it. Although the field goal would only be about 30 yards. Gorgeous night in Fort Morgan. 4th and 8 for the 13. Pistol and Glenn as the flags go flying. Illegal procedure on a 64-degree night by Pueblo County. So both offenses looking a little bit sloppy so far.
Yeah, it looks like almost the first game of the season instead of the.
Right, and they're going to have a hard time matching the scoring from last season's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it was 21-0 Fort Morgan right out of the gate last year in the opening quarter. Here we still have plenty to go in the first quarter, 7:44. But it's 4th down and 14 from the 19-yard line of the Mustangs. Out of the pistol, 2 receivers make a trip to the left. Back to throw Glenn. Throws it out to the left. It's batted up and intercepted, but that's not necessarily what you want. I believe Cameron Daly picked it off, but if you knock it down, you've got better field position. So it's picked off at about the 7. But that's actually a negative play.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a little talk about that when they go over the film. And, you know, it's hard when you're what is he?
Yeah, I believe he's a junior.
Yep.
Junior to have that game strategy in your head, but you've got to work on that.
Yeah, you got to knock that down. You have to know the game situation. 1st and 10 at their own 7 instead of the 19-yard line. And Samson Ortega's 1 yard into the end zone. Wiedrich in motion, resetting to the left of the formation. Handoff to Ortega, running to his left, swinging it to the outside. He needs a block from Call, and he doesn't get it, and he's down after a short gain to about the 10-yard line. And I think Dawson didn't want to hold or block in the back. He was kind of compromised, and that's why he couldn't get that block. But a gain of about 3. 2nd down and 7 to go for the Mustangs. Yeah, this is setting up for a low-scoring first half. And do we have a first down? Maybe a first down in this game. That's about it. That big run earlier by Dillahay. On 2nd down, we'll call it about 7 at their own 10-yard line. 2 receivers are out to the right. Ramirez resetting to the left from the pistol. Marquez, quick drop, throws out to his right. Caught underneath by Langford. He spins to the 15, and then he's going to be driven back. Close to a first down. The first hit was made by Brock Roseman, a 5'7", 170-pound senior. Still getting up off the bottom of the pile. A gain of 5. 3rd down and 2. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Handoff. Ortega up the middle. First down. Right up the gut to the 20. That might be a face mask. 3 flags go flying at the very end of the play. That usually would indicate a face mask more than a hold.
Right.
Let's see.
I think that's what the Mustang players look like they're.
But the Fort Morgan offense did a good job on those 3 plays to get the first down, and then this will just be gravy.
And this might be a personal foul face mask because when you have 3, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's a 5-yard gain, and then move 15 yards forward to the 35. Again, we'll have the homecoming festivities live at halftime. Cambry Bulis, Kenia Hansen Guzman, Elsie Kudrin and Presley Seabrands on that homecoming court. Marquez, 1st and 10, looks, slant, caught in the middle at the 38. That's Dawson Call getting loose at the 50 and Call to the 49. It's a gain of 16 as he's wrestled down, and a first down for the Mustangs. There's a late flag. That's going to be on call.
Yep,
that's going to be on call. He doesn't need to do that, and that was not a good penalty by Dawson Call. Now his 16 yards are going to come back, and it's going to be first and either 1st and 25 because that's a dead ball foul, but that was definitely against Dawson Call.
Yeah, something you're going to learn as a freshman.
Should go back 15 and be 1st and 10 again.
Yeah, it would be. Well, personal foul, yep. And that is the right call. I mean, we clearly saw it from here. But a beautiful pattern run by Dawson and an excellent run. Back at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, you just got to expect there's going to be talking and a little roughness on the bottom of the pile. You can't get up afterwards and shove off. So.
Other part of the homecoming court, Charlie Langford, Gavin Taylor, Nate Dahl, and Zachary Riddle. 1st and 10, resetting is Wiedrich to the left. Mustangs at their own 36 from the pistol. Marquez turns, hands it off to Ortega. Big hole up the middle to the 40, and then he dives to about the 45 as he was taken down by Terrell Dillahay, but that's a gain of 9 yards for Samson Ortega. And he wiggles his way through holes and finds a little gap as he did last week to begin the second half after only 16 yards on 5 carries in the first half against Roosevelt.
Yeah, did a little dipsy-do in there and then lunged ahead for about 3 yards.
Same formation, 2 receivers out to the left. On 2nd down and 1, handoff Ortega. 1st down, running to his right across the 50 to the 49, maybe the 48. Did the ball come loose? No. Well, it did.
Yep.
And an offensive lineman fell on it. That would be Victor Villalobos. It's a gain of 7.
First down.
Ortega's got to wrap up a little bit better because remember, he fumbled late in the game against Brush trying to extend a play. Ben Fritzler now into the game. Ortega has 24 yards on 4 carries. From the 48-yard line of Pueblo County in the opening quarter, 4:27 to go. Pueblo County's had 2 possessions. This is Fort Morgan's second. Keep in mind the Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show coming up from 9:30 to 11 with Kevin Schaefer. I'll have Morgan County football late night Facebook Live on the 1010 KSIR Sports page. From the pistol at the 48, JJ hands it off in a big hole for Fritzler. He runs over a defender across the 35 to the 33, running with that reckless abandon. It's a gain of 15 yards and a first down. A nice run, an excellent run by the sophomore Ben Fritzler.
Yeah, they seem to have Pueblo County on their heels right now, and they just need to keep it going and not make any mistakes.
And Brian, this drive started inside their 10.
Yeah, this started at the 7-yard line, so at the 7:30 mark. So we're coming up on 4 minutes.
On 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again, Fritzler in the backfield, resetting as Wiedrich. Receivers out to the left and right. Langford in motion to the left. Hand off to Fritzler, back to the middle to the 30. And then he's contacted at about the 29, maybe the 28, where the tackle was made. And the initial hit was made by J.P. Cafaso as the Mustang is down after the gain of 5.
That's Jonah Sherman, I believe.
2nd down.
Sherman, a sophomore. So
Well, they got a lot of young players out there. Very few seniors, as we've documented on this Fort Morgan Mustang football team. Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants has been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. And for over 100 years, Premier Farm Credit has been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. And the bad news here, that's definitely not a cramp. He might have got undercut a little bit.
Looks like I'm working on his lower right leg, it looks like.
Let's hope it's an ankle or something rather than a knee.
79.
Michael Strange,
Yep, had the wrong number.
a senior.
Injured Mustang is number 79.
Big,
Michael
strong
Strange.
kid, too.
Hopefully we will see him back out on the field in just a little while.
2nd down and 5 to go. And sometimes you limp off that badly, then you're fine in about 5 minutes. Other times you're done for the entire game. Just really depends upon it, where you went down and
Second down for
how the impact of the injury. Clock is rolling in the opening quarter. 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. 2nd down and 5 for the Mustangs at the 28-yard line. Ben Fritzler remains in the backfield. They've got a nice double dose there with Ortega and Fritzler. In motion to the right is Langford. Handoff, Fritzler up the gut, and he's got a couple of yards to the 26-yard line. And tackled by Alex Gillespie, a 6', 210-pound senior. 3rd and 3 to go for Fort Morgan.
The one thing about Ben Fritzler, he doesn't do anything but go straight ahead. When he gets that ball, it's straight ahead for him.
Well, and he's getting stronger, and he needs to get stronger because if not, he'll be taken down a little bit easier. But we saw in that first carry that they hit him, and he would not go down. With all that momentum, 3rd down and 3 for the Pueblo County 26-yard line. Fritzler to the left of the quarterback. Weidrich resets, 2 receivers to the left side. Marquez will take it himself back to the middle. He's short of a 1st down. He kind of hesitated there. You've got to get into that hole. He only got a yard to the 25-yard line. If they're going to call his number, last week, Kevin, they were at the 2-yard line, and they brought in Fritzler, who took the direct snap. And he basically went in the same lane that Marquez took, but he didn't hesitate, and he scored. That's what you got to do here. Now, because it's a 4th and 2 situation at the 25, Fort Morgan will be going for it.
Right, it looks like they have Fritzler getting the direct snap again.
It wouldn't be a bad idea because, as Brian mentioned last week, he's going to run with a head of steam. From the 25, man in motion to the right is Langford. He drops the ball, picks it up. Ritzler runs. He's got a 1st down. He stumbled, as did I, but he runs to the 20-yard line. He was tripped up there by Terrell Dillahay for a gain of 5.
Yeah, I like that power formation they have. They have 2 backs on the right side, kind of overloading that right side, and then they have the motion guy come in and be a 3rd back over there. You would think that they'd be able to get 3-4 yards every play on that.
Yep.
Well, it looks like we're coming up on the 12th play of the drive from the 20. Direct slap to Fritzler right up the gut. Tackle from behind at the 16-yard line. Again, just 3-4 yards. That's all you need. They got 4 there as the hit was made by Caden Peters, a junior, a outside linebacker, 5'6", 163. So with a football at the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 4. Heavy dose of Ben Fritzler, who now has 31 yards on 5 carries. On 2nd down and 6 from the 16. Marquez looks over to his right. That ball's just inside the 16. From the pistol formation, Ortega's back in the game. Handoff Ortega right up the gut, and he's taken down and spun down inside the 10 to the 8 for a gain of 8. And a hit by Brock Roseman. 1st and goal, Fort Morgan.
1st down.
Brian, they're controlling that line right now.
Yeah, they're looking good right now. This is where they kind of left off last week in the 2nd half. They're kind of picking it up now. That's going to be the end of the quarter.
And we have played 12 minutes of football on homecoming night. Mustangs looking good so far on their home field.
All about the smoke.
So we have no score, but they started this drive at the 7, and they have traveled 85 yards and are knocking on the door. And they had a penalty on this drive, too.
Yeah.
And with that penalty, they still are looking good. A 30-second break on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. The Mustangs have the football. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. No score in this game against Pueblo County, which Fort Morgan won a year ago, 42-35. Ortega's in the backfield. 4 yards behind center once again is J.J. Marquez. On the inside slot, Ramirez. Handoff. Ortega running left and still going and driving inside the 5. Those legs kept turning and turning. And I think he got to about the 3.
Tackle number 51, Nicholas Coletti.
Second down and goal to go.
26, Samson Ortega on the carry.
And again, getting closer to the end zone of the Mustangs.
Handoff to Ortega.
And is he in?
Down about the 2, it looks like.
Well, that was a quick hitter for a gain of a yard.
Ortega on the carry.
They're going to that Wildcat with Fritzler.
Third down and goal. At the 2-yard line. And now we got a timeout called by Pueblo County.
Timeout, Pueblo County.
And we'll keep it right here.
Yeah, Fort Morgan definitely outplayed them the first quarter. Now if they can continue that on through the second quarter and come out at half and keep taking it to them, I have a good feeling about the Mustangs tonight.
And they're doing a nice job, as John said earlier, about controlling that line of scrimmage right now. So that's something they have to continue. And they need to do it here on this play because I think Pueblo County is getting their defense set up for that Wildcat.
Right.
Well, here we go. This will be play number what, Brian?
16.
Wow. What a drive. At the 2-yard line. The direct snap's going to go to Fritzler. Langford in motion to the right. High snap. And Fritzler to his right to the end zone. And he's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. Just across the goal line is Ben Fritzler from 3 yards out on a 93-yard drive. And the Mustangs are on the board at 6-0.
That helps build a little bit of confidence in the offense and for these young men that they can do it.
And now they have that swinging gate. Langford throws it out to his left, but now there's a flag down.
Were they not, didn't have the
Yeah, I don't know.
ball set or what was? Because I don't see a flag anywhere. Hadn't blown the whistle yet to put the ball in play, I guess. That's too bad because it was complete out there to.
Yeah, that
That
could
was
have been
Wyatt
something.
Patterson that
That
caught
could have
it
been
actually.
something. Here we go. Now the extra point to be attempted by Miguel Davila. Snap, kick, and that is right there. 10:57 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan, 7, Pueblo County, nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 16 plays, 97 yards. The Mustangs get a 3-yard touchdown run from Ben Fritzler. And they lead the game 7-0, a minute plus into the second quarter. And Miguel Davila will kick it off.
For the kickoff.
And it's a line drive towards the sideline, still in bounds. And it's picked up by Dillon to the 6-yard line. To his left, and he's wrapped up at about the 15. What an open field tackle by Ortiz. Oh, man. The sophomore just wrestled him down to the ground, and Pueblo County in pretty poor field position.
Yeah, after having their defense out on the field for that length of time, the offense may be a little bit cold and then have to come in with a terrible field possession. Let's hope the defense is up for it.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Cohen Glenn has had his issues throwing, even though he hasn't thrown much. From the pistol, he turns and he hands it off on the right side, and a short gain as the Mustangs are on top of the running back, Dillahay. a gain of
Number 13.
probably
Fritzler
nothing.
on the
Fritzler was among those in on the hit. 2nd down and 10 to go for Pueblo County.
Yeah, nice gang tackling there by the Mustangs, but as you said, Fritzler was in there to help clean it up.
It's a short 10. He got about half a yard. And at some point you figure they're going to throw the football at their own 15-yard line. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Glenn 5 yards behind center. There's a flag, and that's going to be a false start against Pueblo County.
Start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Lots of mistakes on the
2nd down.
Hornet side of the ball, that's for sure.
Right. Looked like that was going to be some sort of play action. Looked like they were going to throw the ball.
Yeah, now it's going to be back at the 10.
And you don't like throwing that deep in your own territory. Generally, as a coach, you like to get some, get away from that goal line and maybe punt and save some field position.
On 2nd down and 15 from the 10. Again, pistol formation, and then the running back that time moved. No doubt that Dillahay got an early jump. It's going to be back at the 5.
False start on the offense.
You get that far behind the chains, it's tough to make it up.
On 2nd down and 20 to go from the 5-yard line. Glenn back in the end zone. His pass over the middle incomplete. Not even close. Ben Fritzler leaped for that football at the 25 intended for Gonzalez, but Glenn has been way off the mark so far.
Yeah, he hasn't even been close, like you said. I mean, that was way over the head of the intended receiver. And the one for when they were down there earlier, was way out of bounds. He hasn't even been close. He was getting some pressure on him there. Oscar Ramirez was getting in there.
3rd down and 20 to go at the 5-yard line. Back to throw. Into the end zone is Glenn looking, and his pass towards the sideline going to be picked off at the 24, and that is Charlie Langford, I believe, and he's picked it off inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line for Langford.
That's huge. And now they don't have any confidence in their passing game, and they're going to have to try and pass to come back in this game.
Mustangs will take over 1st and goal.
And that time he underthrew his receiver. Before he was way over, and that time he underthrew him.
Yeah, the psychology of passing is probably a lot like pitching. You throw one in the dirt, and you tend to throw the next one a little bit higher, and vice versa.
Mustangs have it 1st and goal at about the 8-yard line. And another flag is down.
All three officials saw it.
Oh, Fort Morgan, you can't get behind the sticks.
False start on the offense.
Damn.
5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
It's at the 13-yard line. And here's the handoff to Ortega running to his right. He's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Not much there. He's trying to cut it back to the middle, but nothing doing.
I wonder if Fort Morgan coaches up here watching the same thing I'm watching. They're not at all respecting Marquez, to keep that ball after the handoff. And he had one blocker and one defender out there on the left, and I think he could have possibly scored.
On 2nd down and goal from the 13. Marquez to throw. Out to his left. It's caught underneath by Langford, but the stiff arm's getting him nowhere. No gain. I mean, that was read perfectly by Gonzalez. In fact, I think he lost a yard to the 14, but there's 2 different spots, as there normally is. We'll say it's 0 gain on the pass to Charlie Langford. Third down. Third down and goal. at the 13. And play action, Marquez to throw. And it's caught underneath by Call. Call to the end zone to the 5, touchdown. Dawson Call cut it underneath. Nobody covered him, and he races into the end zone, his second touchdown in as many weeks. And the Mustangs lead 13-0 in the second quarter on homecoming night.
And there was a guy out there wide open besides him and was able to come and give a block. They had two people completely alone out there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Was that Charlie out there? Langford was out. I thought that's who it was going to, and then Dawson Call comes across the middle.
And he's so fast as he went for the pylon, they were going to get him, and the extra point by Miguel Davila is right in between the uprights.
Extra point again.
8 minutes to go. The Mustangs have come up with 2 interceptions and now have 2 touchdowns in the game. It's Fort Morgan 14, Pueblo County nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Off the Charlie Langford interception, a 13-yard touchdown pass from Marquez to Dawson Call. It's 14-0. Davila with a low line drive, and it's caught at the 15-yard line to the 25. And along the right side, Tegan Dillon across the 40 to the 43 before the Mustang tackle was made by Miguel Davila himself. Pretty good field position for Pueblo County. But again, the Mustangs with that 2-touchdown lead. And how about that? Fort Morgan excelling on both sides of the football in the first half.
That's good news for the rest of the season, that's for sure.
For Pueblo County, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, Glenn is going to run to his left, spins out of a tackle. He gets out of a second tackle, first down across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 12 yards for Cohen Glenn, one of the better offensive plays for Pueblo County in this game.
He was wrapped up there initially about the line of scrimmage, pulled away from that, and ended up getting 12 yards.
Yep.
First down, Hornets.
At the 46 of Fort Morgan. 1st and 10. The Mustangs cannot relax. They don't want Pueblo County to get right back into the game. 2 receivers split each side. Pistol formation. Handoff. Dillahay stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Carson Roth was able to bring him down to the ground for no gain. Dillahay had 27 yards on 3 carries. Now in his next 3 carries has a total of 1 yard.
Yeah, that was a nice stop there by Carson Roth. He plugged that hole very nicely.
On 2nd down and 10 to go for Pueblo County at the 46 of the Mustangs. Touchdowns by Ben Fritzler and Dawson Call. In motion to the left is Gonzalez. Has it on the underround. Looking for a seam to the outside. He gets by Noah Aguirre and continues to fight for a first down along the left sideline to the 35, a gain of 11. Excellent run by Jonathan Gonzalez of Pueblo County.
Now we've got to wrap up and tackle those guys on that first contact.
And again, good field position set this up.
Whoever their lead defender was out there did his job, turned him back inside, but they just couldn't wrap him up.
At the 35-yard line. Two receivers split each side. There is a quarterback keeper. To the left is Glenn, and Noah Aguirre there upended him for a gain of about a couple as he tried to bounce it out to the left side, a gain of about 2. 2nd down and 8 at the 33-yard line. Good play by Aguirre because he was the only one out there for a while.
Yeah, if he hadn't have stopped him, he'd have had some big yardage.
5:44 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 14, Pueblo County nothing. In the Mustang territory, 2nd down and 8 at the 33. Cohen Glenn is 0 of 5 with 2 interceptions. So they got to get the ground game going because the passing game is non-existent. In motion, Gonzalez. Glenn will keep it himself across the left side, back towards the middle. And he's got about 4 or 5 yards. Call had the first contact as Carson Roth's helmet goes flying. He'll have to leave the game. It's a gain of 5, 3rd down and 3 to go for Pueblo County.
That'd be a good place to get a stop and make them make a decision on what they're going to do on 4th and 3.
Well, it's 3rd and 3 right now. Hopefully it will be 4th and 3 at the 28-yard line. This will be a quarterback keeper, first down, running to his right, near the sideline to the 20. Glenn runs over a Mustang. Ben Fritzler was right there, but a gain of close to 15 to the 13. And they might be sticking with that play for a while because it's working.
Yeah, stick with it until they can stop it. Once they stop it, they'll have to figure out something else. But right now, Glenn has been their offense on the ground.
Ball is resting at the 12. From the pistol. Is this going to go to Dillahay? Well, look to his right, but Dillahay ran to his left, and Carson Roth has him after a gain of about 1 as the quarterback, Glenn, took off to his right towards the sideline. Might have got to the 10 for a gain of 2, so actually, Brian, he made something out of nothing.
Yeah, he stood there, and I think he was waiting for that back to take the ball from him, and he never showed up, so he had to take off running.
But still, a lot of those plays get thrown for a loss.
Right.
But he's got 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 to go for the 10-yard line on the right hash mark. And now I think the Mustangs are going to call a timeout. That's a good timeout. Considering that they're getting worn down a little bit defensively. And they need to establish something. 9 locations across northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a Rudy's Tires location close by. They bring you 10-10 preps and more every weekday. Visit rudy'stires.com for more. Rush Beat Diggers taking on the Yuma Indians, or just Yuma, excuse me. Strasburg hasn't dropped the Indians, but it's just Yuma right now. So here we go, 2nd down and 8 to go at the 10-yard line.
2nd down for the Hornets after the timeout.
Pueblo County attempting to cut the lead in half. With 2 receivers put out each side. In motion to the left is Gonzalez. It'll be a quarterback keeper. Glenn to the 5, Glenn to the 2, Glenn to the end zone. Touchdown from 10 yards out. Cohen Glenn scores, and Pueblo County is on the board. And he did a lot on that drive. It's 14-6.
Yeah, he was their main offense on that. He got a lot of yardage just by himself, so he was hard to bring down. They were trying to wrap him up from about the 10, and he just fought it all the way into the end zone.
Now the extra point. This is Jacob Gonzalez, and that's up. And it is good. 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining before halftime on homecoming night. Fort Morgan 14, Pueblo County 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, it was not a short field, but short enough, and Cohen Glenn did the job. A 10-yard run. There's the kickoff. And fielded at the 13-yard line, stutter stepping to the 30 and across the 30 to the 32. That's a return of 20 yards by freshman Dawson Call, who's got a touchdown in this game from 13 yards out. And Fort Morgan looking to score before halftime with a 14-0 lead down to 14-7.
Plenty of time for him to get 4 or 5 yards of crack and get back down into the end zone.
Well, they haven't cracked for a big offensive play yet. The biggest plays have been on defense. Well, the interception by Langford, certainly. Yeah, their longest play was a 16-yard run by Marquez. Check that. That was a pass, actually, to Dawson Call. The first of the completions. And Marquez has the ball juggled right into his hands, and he's going to run straight ahead to the 35. Break out of a tackle, still on his feet, and then he's wrestled down at the 38-yard line. Well, you know what? You either have to hand it off or not.
Yeah.
And there's a late flag. It's going to be a gain of about 6 yards. And now let's see who the flag is against, but give Marquez 6 yards. And this might be against Fort Morgan, the way Pueblo County coaches are reacting on the far sideline.
I don't know. Pueblo County's backing up.
You're right, Kevin. But are they backing up far enough? Well,
No, they're coming back.
yeah, I think this is against the Mustangs.
Something must have been said, or
Are they going to pick up the flag? No, this is against Fort Morgan. Personal foul, so that's not an unsportsmanlike.
Foul against the Mustangs.
And now this is going to be, is it going to be second down? Because I got the second down marker up there.
Yep.
Second down and 19 to go for the 24. They've got to get to the 43. And the clock is running. They're not going to be in too much of a hurry. But Pueblo County could get the football back before halftime unless the Mustangs break off a big, big play. Let's see what they do here on a second down and 19. Marquez, deep drop pressure coming. Screen is nearly intercepted. Oh, that was not good. Intended for Oscar Ramirez, but threw it right into the, actually Christian Velasquez was the one who actually touched the ball. It looked like Ramirez was right next to him, but that was thrown right into the gut of a Pueblo County Hornet.
That would have been disastrous.
yeah, JJ's got to read that to see that that's not going to work and just throw it into the ground. Live for another play.
On third down and 19. Back to throw Marquez, quarterback draw. He's got a yard and he's going to be taken down. Driven back, and the Mustangs will have to punt.
Helping you out with the sack on the play, number 2, Victor Sampion.
Yeah, nothing went right on that drive at all. Starting from the first play, they got good yardage, but then whatever was happened in the pile over there.
High snap. Urias gets it off a spiraling punt. It'll bounce at the 45, and then it's fielded to the 40 by Dillon, and he's got some daylight across the 45, and he's into Mustang territory at about the 49 or 48-yard line.
Fun is returned about the 48-yard line. First and 10, Hornets.
Still 2:49 left on the clock here in the first half. Plenty of time for the Hornets to work their way downfield once again.
Although they are limited pretty much to the run, it appears, so far in the game.
At this time, I ask that all homecoming royalty make their way down to the gate near the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 48 from the shotgun. Glenn is going to run it himself across the, well, to the 45. Oscar Ramirez brings him down, and Samson Ortega had initial penetration. Will give him 3 yards.
3-yard gain on the play, second down.
And they'll have to hurry at some point if they don't break off some big plays. With 2:25 to go in the second quarter, Fort Morgan 14, Pueblo County 7. But Cohen Glenn all of a sudden has found a running game, 7 carries for 50 yards with no completions to speak of. From the pistol, 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. He'll keep it himself off the fake handoff. First down, he's got the 30. He's going to be gone right sideline to the 10. Cohen Glenn has just gone the distance, 45 yards. His second rushing touchdown in as many drives in Pueblo County is to within a point. It's 14-13. That was too easy. Now he's got 95 yards on 8 carries. And I don't know, Fort Morgan is not accounting, Kevin, for him whatsoever.
Right, they didn't even have anyone out there to cover that outside.
They're going to have to put a spy on him or something to slow him down. They had good blocking out on the edge.
Jacob Gonzalez to attempt the extra point. Low snap, and did it get over the crossbar? Oh, barely over the crossbar. And we are deadlocked at 14 on homecoming night on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Pueblo County to kick it off. And this one is an end over end. It bounces out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Mustangs will have excellent field position as they've got it with 2:03 to go. Well, this could give them some momentum because they need field position. They lost field position. It'll be at the 35. I believe they have 1 or 2 timeouts remaining. They did take one on defense.
First and 10 on the 35-yard line.
On the year, Glenn has only carried the ball 16 times for 57 yards, according to Max Preps. But
And none of that has mattered today because he's got a new dimension. And he's by far a more effective weapon than Dillahay out of the backfield. On first down and 10 for the Mustangs. At their own 35-yard line, Ortega's in the backfield, and he's got the football running straight up the gut to the 40, carrying defenders. Close to a first down at the 44 for a gain of 9. They've got to quickly get up to the line of scrimmage. And do we have a timeout? An official's timeout, it looks like.
I'm still trying to figure out.
We have an official's timeout.
Well, get on the line and take advantage of it.
9 carries for 47 yards. Second down and a yard to go. Minute 43 to go before halftime. 2 receivers, left side, 1 to the right. Handoff, Ortega, first down to the 50, still on his feet. And he jitterbugs to the 48-yard line for a gain of 8. And they'll stop the clock for the movement of the chains. Ramirez into the game, but the Mustangs don't have that big play, that huge play capability. They've got 15, maybe 20 yards as big plays. I mean, they did have a 41-yarder to call last week, but he's not in the game right now. He appears to be your biggest game breaker. First and 10 for the 48. Low snap, Marquez to throw out to his left. Incomplete. That was a high throw towards Langford at the 41, and way too much traffic there.
Right.
Second down.
And JJ sitting at 4 out of 8 for 41 yards.
Had 2 receivers basically in the same area. Lopez was just downfield from him a little bit, so there was 3 or 4 defenders in the area.
I mean, I'm used to having Kevin and Brian in the same area, but not with a pass in the air. You know,
Right, that's true.
That's tough.
It's going to be a big area, too.
On second down and 10, Marquez, plenty of protection. Now it's breaking down. Heaves it off his back foot, left sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Out of bounds at around the 10. He just chucked it up there for grabs.
Number 55, Alex Gillespie.
Third down.
Third down.
65 seconds to go. And it's third down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Pueblo County, just shy of the 48. Well, now they've got 4 receivers. Well, 3 receivers and a tight end in on this set. Marquez out to his right, passes incomplete. Tried to throw that little slant pattern, that short slant to Call, a little bit high, but Call's almost reacting like he should have had it.
Yeah, I thought it might have been in his hands, but JJ threw it pretty hard out there. But
He did.
put a lot of zip, but there was also a lot of Hornets buzzing around out there too. So
Yeah, I don't think that play would have gone for the first down for sure.
4th and 10, Mustangs to punt. Diaz at his own 38-yard line. He drops the ball, and he drops it again. Now he tries to run out of it, and he's down at the 45 of Fort Morgan. All he had to do was pick it up the first time, but he clearly panicked.
Right.
He panicked.
And the Hornets will take over.
And I would have sworn there was no way that Pueblo County could take the lead before halftime, but now there's a shot. They've got 52.4 seconds to go. You haven't been able to contain the quarterback. They got to watch out for him now. That essentially is a turnover. On 1st and 10. Back to throw is Glenn. Looking. Heaves it deep up the right sideline, and that's going to be caught. I believe that was caught, and that's going to be interference as well.
I think it's on the offense.
Yeah, that's offensive.
Did he push off?
No, he threw Angel to the ground.
At the 13-yard line. It's going to be caught by Gonzalez. Now let's see what the flag is. Yeah, because, well, Lopez went down. it almost looked like double interference because Lopez was barreling into him, but then he was the one who went to the ground. Now are they saying that he was already out of bounds and it's an illegal touch by Gonzalez because it would go for 32 yards.
I don't know. It can't be that difficult of a decision for him to make.
First of all, I thought he was out of bounds before he came back in. I thought he had a foot out of bounds.
Right.
I don't even know if they're calling interference. But now there's 4 officials in front of the Fort Morgan bench discussing things, and now one of the officials going across the way to talk to the Pueblo County coaches. It would be a gain of 32. That's not interference. That's a call for a sideline warning.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a sideline warning and an incomplete pass.
Okay.
And 5 minutes later, they figured that out.
Yeah, it's not interference. That was.
Oh, it's not a warning. It's a 5. Oh, it is pass interference.
Well, but that on Angel. Wow. That's
well,
tough.
I thought it was interference initially on Angel. He never looked back.
From the 30.
But no completion. It's at the 30. 43.6 seconds to go. Deadlocked at 14. 2 receivers split out to the left, 2 to the right. And now Fort Morgan's going to call a timeout. The Mustangs will call a timeout.
Fort Morgan.
Coming up at the top of the hour, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB. Brush, Fort Morgan. Again, we will have a halftime show brought to you by Morgan Community College. We'll keep it right here for the most part because it is homecoming night. Always exciting.
Coach Langford making sure his defense is going to be positioned where they need to. 43.6 seconds to go.
At the 30-yard line.
First and 10 Hornets after the timeout.
On 1st and 10 in Fort Morgan territory. Quick drop. Glenn looks, passes over the middle, complete to Gonzalez. First down at about the 10-yard line for a gain of 20, maybe 21 before Charlie Langford, who's not very happy, brought him down. And it's 1st and goal, and they're quickly up to the first completion for Cohen Glenn. And now we've got, that's not a delay of game.
I think timeout was taken by Pueblo County.
Because one of the officials almost was crossing his arms. No, it's taken by
Morgan.
Fort Morgan. That's their last timeout. Kevin, this game has turned around big time.
Yeah, it's not like the last couple where it's been one half and another half. This was 1 quarter and a second quarter total turnarounds. Well, I guess we did score on the other end in the second quarter, but
once we get up 14-0, though, it's been Pueblo County.
it has.
Mostly Cohen Glenn. But also their defense stopping the Fort Morgan offense so they can get the ball back.
Right, and he picked a good time to make his first completion. That was a nice throw right on the money down the middle.
Yep. First and goal at the 10.
First and goal Hornets after the timeout.
From the pistol, we have 29.6 seconds to go. Glenn with a 2-step drop, lobs it out, right corner of the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Gonzalez and defended by Charlie Langford.
Defended by number 2, Charlie Langford.
Second down and goal at the 10. 24.8 seconds to go. The Mustangs grabbed a 14-0 lead. A 3-yard touchdown run by Ben Fritzler and a 13-yard pass from Marquez to Dawson Call, but back came Cohen Glenn, 10-yard run and a 45-yard run, all in the second quarter. Second and goal. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Lone setback is Dillahay. Back to throw. Glenn, pressure up the middle. And that's going to be way out of bounds. He just lofted it out of the back of the end zone. 3rd down and goal. And I don't know if Pueblo County has any semblance of a kicking game.
3rd down.
I mean, they do for extra points, but Gonzalez made 1 extra point that barely cleared the crossbar.
Hopefully we have to find out here.
All right. Watch for the quarterback draw.
That is a possibility because they have timeout remaining. 3rd and goal for the 10. Glenn is going to roll out to his right. The Mustangs don't have anybody out there. Glenn to the 5. Glenn's going to score. They had nobody out there until Ramirez met him at about the 1-yard line. 3rd touchdown of the quarter from Cohen Glenn, the 2nd one from 10 yards away. And Pueblo County is in the lead 20-14, and he scored with 12.8 seconds to go. Kevin, you called that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have timeouts. The passing game has been very limited. And now Jacob Gonzalez to attempt the extra point. Snap is there. The kick is up, and that's good. Keep it right here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that they had that big of a turnaround, and let's hope we can turn it around and get some touchdowns here in the second half and make it a game.
Well,
or keep it a game. I guess it's not out of hand by any means, down by a touchdown.
They've got 171 yards of offense, 111 by Glenn on the ground on 9 carries. And Fort Morgan's offense has been more limited for sure. 41 through the air. Well, not too bad actually, but
that's all right.
Mustangs have 141 yards. So 141 for Fort Morgan, 171 for Pueblo County. Line drive. Need a big return if you have a chance. Field it at the 10. Over to the 20-yard line and a seam to the 40. And right there is Ben Fritzler to the 43. We've got 5 seconds to go. If you're going to do anything, it's got to be a hook and ladder. It's got to be a hook and ladder. You just can't throw it up there. If you don't do a hook and ladder, I throw it to Dawson Call. He's got so much speed. If he's in the game, a little hitch pattern to Dawson and just let him use his speed. However, I do not see him in the game unless he's lined up on the right side, because he would be your fastest weapon.
He's on the sideline.
Yeah, he's right there standing at the 33. This will be the final play unless there's a defensive penalty. There's that little slant to Langford at the 42. Now he's at the 50. Charlie is seen to the outside of the 40. Charlie might go to the 30 with speed to burn at the 20. Charlie to the 10, and he's out of bounds. Oh, that is too bad. Oh, it had to go 57 yards, and Charlie went for 51 down to about the 6.
That is the end of the first half.
Wow.
Brian, Kevin, that hurts. I thought he was gone.
I did too. But they just had the angle on him.
That's it. It was all about the angle. It wasn't about the speed.
No.
It was about the angle. But that's the play call that I would have liked to have seen that same with Dawson Call.
Yeah.
He's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
He's a little bit faster than Charlie. And that's the only reason I say, because that's the pattern that they needed to run, and Charlie a little bit frustrated. So unofficially a gain of 51. Halftime show brought to you by Morgan Community College. We already gave you the numbers. Now Fort Morgan actually has 192 yards at halftime to 171, but Pueblo County leads 21-14. And we will shoot some video here at halftime. Let's put up our microphones here. We'll pick up the coverage, audio and video-wise. On homecoming night, they'll introduce the homecoming court.
It is now time to introduce our homecoming royalty.
They got to get Charlie back out here someplace.
Presley Seabrands is being escorted by Gavin Taylor. Presley is the daughter of Kelly and Jill Seabrands. She is involved in volleyball, track and field, symphonic orchestra, Mustang Pride, Gay Straight Alliance, National Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Students, and peers. After high school, Presley will most likely attend the University of Colorado in Boulder and major in general biology. Gavin Taylor is the son of Jeff and Chantel Taylor. Gavin is involved in golf, basketball, and the National Honor Society. Gavin plans on attending an in-state college to pursue a degree in business. Elsie Coudron is being escorted by Charlie Langford. Elsie Coudron is the daughter of Dencia Coudron and Carrie Coudron. Elsie is involved in volleyball, drama club, the National Honor Society, Spirit Club, Gay Straight Alliance, and Student Senate. Elsie is planning on attending Colorado Mesa University next fall to earn her Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Charlie Langford is the son of Josh and Shelley Langford. Charlie is involved in jazz band, Student Senate, football, basketball, and baseball. After high school, Charlie plans on pursuing a career in fire science, paramedic EMT schooling. Kenya Hansen Guzman is being escorted by Zachary Riddle. Kenya is the daughter of Aline Hansen Guzman and Numas Guzman. She is involved in volleyball, tennis, League of United Latin American Citizens, Gay Straight Alliance, Spirit Club, the National Honor Society, and orchestra. After high school, Kenya plans on studying psychology in hopes of becoming a physician. Zach Riddle is the son of Gene and Corey Riddle. Zach is in his third year of video production class. After graduation, Zach plans to continue growing his video production company, Riddle Ideas. Cambry Bulis is being escorted by Nate Dahl. Cambry is the daughter of Kyle and Tanisha Bulis. Cambry participates in varsity volleyball. After high school, she plans on going to Northern Colorado Advanced Aesthetics Academy to become an esthetician. Nate is the son of Kurt and Nicole Dahl. Nate is involved in football, wrestling, 4-H, the National Honor Society, and is the Future Farmers of America president. Nate plans to get a degree in business entrepreneurship and pursue a career in commercial and residential construction, alongside his father in the family business. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Your homecoming king is Charlie Langford. And your homecoming queen, Presley Seabrand. Congratulations to this year's homecoming king and queen, Charlie Langford and Presley Seabrand.
Okay, momentarily we'll go to break. Congratulations to the entire homecoming court.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about
As the Mustangs
for all of our royalty.
trail the game 21-14. We've used a term, Kevin, a tale of two halves. Really, this was a tale of two quarters. It was scoreless after one, and then it looked like Fort Morgan had control of the game.
Right, yeah, it was like almost a tale of 2 half quarters. Fort Morgan
Now,
just
taking
dominates
field
the
is
first
Fort Morgan High
half
School
of the
Marching
second
Mustang,
quarter, and then
performing Mr.
basically
New Style.
decides to not even cover or send anyone to watch that quarterback. And how many yards did he end up with for the half?
Yeah, 111.
111 and 3 touchdowns. He's the story for Pueblo County, and Fort Morgan's going to come back, figure out something to do there.
They do receive the second half kickoff, Brian, and Fort Morgan's been a second half team this year, but you know that this team from Pueblo didn't travel all this way to lose, just like Fort Morgan didn't travel all the way to Pueblo to lose last year, which they did not. They won that game 42-35, so the Mustangs have to figure things out right now.
Yeah, they got to do that on the first drive. They need to make some noise on that first drive when they come out and see if they can get down there and tie this thing up and take Pueblo County out of it a little bit, get some of that momentum back. But as Kevin said, they're going to have to figure out a way to stop Cohen Glenn. So
let's take a break. We'll come back with the second half of the halftime show. Congratulations to Presley Seabrands and to Charlie Langford, homecoming queen and king at Fort Morgan High School for 2023. This is Morgan County's B106 with Pueblo County leading 21-14 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs and Pueblo County Hornets combined for 77 points in 2022. Fort Morgan won that game in Pueblo 42-35, and it appeared there was no way there was a chance of that happening tonight. But with 35 combined points in the second quarter, they're almost halfway there as Pueblo County leads 21-14. And are we talking adjustment again, Kevin, in terms of containing quarterback Cohen Glenn? Because those 111 yards only came on 9 carries, and 3 of them went the distance.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to adjust for that because, it's got to be that defensive end that, has that contain and just getting him to stay home. But that's one less person to crash inside and stop the dive. And we always talk about Fort Morgan making adjustments. Pueblo County's in there the whole half making their adjustments too. They want to get that other running back in the game and produce some more. So they're going to be looking at blocking and figuring out different ways to get that done. So it'll be interesting. It's like a chess match until you get out there, and then the kids, either do it or don't do it. And that's what I like about high school football.
yeah, they got to buy into the system. They got to buy into what you're telling them, or it's not going to work.
Well, but the thing was, you're right, it's a chess match, but it seemed it was simple checkers the way Glenn was running. That it didn't look complicated at all, and yet Fort Morgan just could not make the plays.
For the kickoff.
Here we go, and Jacob Gonzalez to kick it off for Pueblo County. Back deep to receiver, Dawson Call. That's like a newcomer there for Fort Morgan. No, that's Ben Fritzer. Check that. So 2 fresh return guys because they had Lopez and Sarinana early in the game. Just waiting for the kickoff to begin this half. A short kick towards the sideline. Take 2 hops, and it goes out of bounds. Hopefully Fritzer didn't touch it. Did he touch that? It's out of bounds at about the 8 if he did.
Yep.
That's a huge mistake. You cannot, oh man, that's a huge mistake there.
Well, we did go from about the 8-yard line on that one drive. So
yeah, that was right.
That motivates them.
Exactly, that was a 93-yard drive. But you don't want to do that by design.
No.
It's about that same right now. It'll be spotted at the 8. Not at the 7, but wow.
I think he went to pick it up, thought he was going to pick up, and then it took that
it's
right
side
turn
spin
right out of bounds, and he ended up touching it because he thought it was going to stay in bounds and didn't.
1st and 10 from the shotgun. Langford in motion to the right, has it on the end around, swinging it to the outside. A flag is down, and so is Langford. across the 15 to the 16. That's going to be half the distance. That'll be a hold on Fort Morgan. That looked pretty crystal clear. In the middle, there was traffic.
Yeah, it looked like maybe it was an illegal shift too, but
it came after the snap, though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be called that late. I thought I saw a hold, but I could be wrong.
But it's half the distance either way.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Chop block.
Wow. Yeah, it wasn't a hold, but it was even more illegal than a hold. But luckily, because they're so backed into their own territory, you can't go any further than half the distance. 1st and 14 from the 4-yard line. Now they've got to find some magic. If you could isolate either Call or Langford, these are two solid receivers out to the left. But I think they're going to go to the ground game in Ortega to get some breathing room. At the 4-yard line, handoff Ortega running to his left, back to the middle. He's got a yard to the 5. That's it.
Like about a 2-yard
Way too much penetration there for Pueblo County. Around the football was Nicholas Coletti. 2nd down and 13 to go from their own 5-yard line, trailing 21-14 opening minutes.
Yeah, Pueblo's playing like a bunch of sharks that smell blood in the water, and unfortunately Fort Morgan's the one that's cutting themselves to attract that.
Pueblo County's got 8 guys in the box.
On 2nd down and 13 from the pistol. And play action. Marquez rolls to his left, sets. He's going to be throwing on the run, and it's going to be incomplete. And there's a flag down there. Might be a late hit. Well, Ramirez caught it at the 11. This could be a late hit against Pueblo County. I think that's going to be a roughing the passer. It was thrown right at the feet of Marquez, just outside the goal line. Well, this would be a huge break for the Mustangs. They'd get that ball out to the 20-yard line if that indeed is the penalty. He took a shot, but I didn't see anything illegal, but
no,
that still might be the call. Yep, and that's exactly what it is, roughing the passer. And the Fort Morgan football will be at the 20-yard line.
Might have, high school, they call it roughing the passer. You get hit in the helmet, maybe you hit him with the helmet or something there.
Well, it's actually from the end of the give Ramirez and Marquez 6 yards. It's from the end of the play. So they tack it on as the pass was complete. 1st and 10, it'll be at the 26-yard line instead of the 20. 2 receivers split out to the right. From the pistol, handoff to Ortega, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage trying to wiggle to the right side and jitterbug his way out of traffic, but the tackle was made by Alex Gillespie. 2nd down and 10. All of a sudden, Ortega, who had 55 yards at halftime on 10 carries, has 1 yard on 2 carries, this being the opposite of what we saw last week when he was held down in the first half and then exploded in the second half on the first 3 carries he had.
Well, we saw the offensive line that was dominating the line of scrimmage there early on in this game, and now they're being dominated by Pueblo County.
2nd down and 9 to go at the 26-yard line. Actually, 10 to go. Check that. Handoff Ortega up the middle. He's got 2. And that's it. Once again, the same Alex Gillespie with a big hit. 3rd down and 8 to go at the 28-yard line. They've got to open up this passing game. Marquez, who threw for well over 100 yards last week. The only reason Marquez is approaching 100 is because of that pass right before halftime that went for 51. If not, he's well under 100. He's actually at 98 right now. On 3rd down and 8 to go from the 28-yard line. Marquez, play action, looks to throw, pressure coming, and that is Gillespie, rolls out to his right. Marquez throws on the run, wide open, intercepted. He underthrew it. Intercepted by Gonzalez at the 42. Along the left sideline, runs over a Mustang. He's at the 10 to the 5, and it's a touchdown. 42-yard Interception return for Jonathan Gonzalez. And Pueblo County has scored 27 unanswered points in the game. They lead by 13.
Yeah, he tried to put a touch on it, but I thought he was going to try to get it over that defender, but he came up 5 yards short.
Yeah, he was open. I mean,
yeah, he was open behind him, and he just threw it way underthrew him.
Yeah, can't have that, but now we got to regroup and work our way back into it.
Well, the only saving grace, this is a young football team for Fort Morgan. Extra point to be attempted by Jacob Gonzalez. Off the hold of the touchdown maker, Jonathan Gonzalez. And that's good. 8 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pueblo County trailing by 14 at one point. Now leads by 14 at 28-14 on Morgan County's B106. And the Eastern Plains Sports Network will keep it right here for now.
Unfortunately, a lot of the older kids that need to be right now being leaders are kind of walking off defeated and not showing much motivation. And they need to lead those young kids to play hard.
For the kickoff.
I mean, he should have been tackled after the interception pretty quickly, and he ran over a Mustang, I think, at about the 15-yard line. Gonzalez boots that football away high and pretty deep. Fritzler has it at the 5. Straight ahead to the 15 to the 20, along the right sideline to the 30-yard line. Then he's knocked out of bounds prior to getting to the 30 at the 28. A return of 23, and Fort Morgan has got to score on this drive or at least establish some momentum. Down by 14 points.
Yeah, you got to get a couple of 3 first downs here and try to switch that momentum. Pueblo County is just going to keep rolling.
Yeah, and they're just flat out there. There's no one encouraging each other and trying to get people fired up.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line is the official spot. You got to get Langford and Call involved without question in the passing game. There are 2 outstanding weapons to throw. Slant caught by Langford at the 33, and he's down, but it's a gain of 5. That's what you need. That's almost like a refined run. Second down and 5 yards to go. Nothing deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce our Fort Morgan Mustang cheerleader.
Yeah, I always wondered whether they could have like one of the receivers, do that short and have them, do a check throw and then have the other guy go deep and maybe.
Ortega right up the gut, short of a first down. He stumbles to the 37 for a gain of 3. Could have had the first down, but couldn't keep his footing.
Right.
However, 3rd down and 2 to go. He almost tackled himself because he was trying to keep his footing.
Right. One downside that I see to this offense where they never huddle, you never have an opportunity for the leaders to, kind of motivate everybody in that huddle like you do at some other times.
On 3rd down and 2 for the Mustangs at their own 39-yard line, trailing 28-14. 7:38 to go in the 3rd. Naked backfield. Fritzler will take the direct snap. He'll run to his right, and he's going to be hitting the backfield. Nobody blocked.
Wow. You have all your extra blockers on the left side, and then you run back to the naked side where you don't have any extra blockers. That play didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Elijah Horton was unblocked. He threw him for a 2-yard loss, and now it's 4th down and a short 4. The Mustangs have to punt. Brian, I don't think there's any recourse. You go for it here and you miss it, you're going to be down by 21.
Yeah, you've got to get rid of it and try to swap field position here a little bit. So hopefully Frank can get a good punt off.
And well, he's got the football. He dropped it a while ago. End over end. It's fielded at the 31, and a nifty move by Gonzalez. Spins out of traffic, and there's a flag down. That's actually across the 45 to the 40. That's going to be Dillahay, but that 20-yard return will come back. I think a Mustang was either blocked in the back or held. Thank goodness, because if not, they would have had great field position again.
Yep. Well, early on, the Hornets were killing themselves with all the penalties they had, and then when they got their feet under them, they weren't making those penalties.
Block in the back. It'll be at about the 29 or 30-yard line, maybe even worse than that. For Pueblo County, Fort Morgan came up with 2 interceptions in the opening half. Charlie Langford's interception set up their second touchdown, a 13-yard pass to Dawson Call with a football at the 28-yard line.
I'd be shocked at this point if Pueblo throws the ball, unless it's, you know, early on in the series downs, like a first down, and try to catch a sleeping.
You're right, just run clock. On 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They've got the pistol formation. There's the give to Dillahay across the left side. Barrels to about the 33. Jackson Wiedrick
Number 3, Terrell Dillahay.
made the first hit. It's a gain of 5, second down and 5. That's all you need.
Yep.
That's all you need. And then take some time in the huddle of your Pueblo County, because you keep that Fort Morgan offense off the field. 7 carries for 33 yards for Terrell Dillahay. From the 33, 2nd and 5 on their own side of the field. Glenn right up the gut now to his right, but he's not getting out of that one. Oh, what an open field tackle for a gain of about a yard by Miguel Davila. 3rd down and 4. But again, there was only one guy out there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they're kind of getting isolated there. I'm not sure just what they can do, but that was a nice tackle.
3rd down and 4 from the 36. 34, excuse me. Got to get to the 38-yard line. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Glenn. Back to throw. He's got protection. Steps up, pass underneath is caught by Gonzalez. Makes a move to the outside for a first down along the left sideline and dragged out of bounds near midfield. Just a little, almost like a wheel pattern out of the backfield, and it's a gain of 14 yards. And the drive continues. Only the 2nd completion of the game for Pueblo County. And both to Gonzalez for 34 yards. At their own 48-yard line, looking to extend a 28-14 lead. In motion to the right is Gonzalez. There's a fake. Glenn keeps it himself. And behind his left tackle, barrels across the 50 and is upended at the 49 for a gain of about 3. Tell you, one Mustang really got his helmet in there. Dominic Vasquez. 2nd down and 7 to go.
Yeah, they're not easy to bring down. Any of those guys have been out there running. They've been having a tough time bringing them down. One guy doesn't seem to be able to tackle them.
4:37 to go in the 3rd. Gonzalez in motion, has it on the end around, swings it back to the inside of 1st down, and there's a flag down at the end of the play as Underwood made the tackle, but it looked like it would have been a 1st down without any penalty committed by Pueblo County. But the flag was thrown behind the play. And that should place the football back behind the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
A hold on Pueblo County. That's the 2nd time, maybe the 3rd time in this game, they've committed a penalty when the play was almost over.
Right.
And when the play was well ahead of them.
I think when he made that cutback, then that kid ended up having to hold out there. He was blocking a certain way, and when he cut back in, then he ended up grabbing.
Yep. So maybe that was necessary, at least to free him a little bit. 2nd down and 15 from their own 43-yard line. Pueblo County 28, Fort Morgan 14. 2 receivers to the left and to the right. From the gun, Glenn will hand it off to Dillahay, and he's hit after a gain of 1 running to his left. Grabbed around the ankles by Jackson Wiedrick.
71, Carson Rock.
3rd down and close to 14 to go. They've really slowed down Dillahay. They have slowed him down a lot.
They're doing a great job on that inside run.
You're right, Kevin. It's the perimeter that has really gotten them. The perimeter has really hurt Fort Morgan at times. 3rd and 14 from their own 44-yard line. Passing situation. Mustangs sending 3. Back to throw is Glenn. Steps up to his left. Flushed. Will take off with the football, and he's sacked. He's sacked back at the 43. Only a 1-yard sack, but Carson Roth and Oscar Ramirez able to bring him down. The Mustangs needed that in a big way. And Pueblo County will punt late in the 3rd quarter.
That's what the Mustangs needed, a stop like that, and also a hold on Pueblo County that hurt themselves.
Mustangs have 2 standing at their own 26-yard line. A high snap. Here comes a rush, but they get the punt off. It's a short one along the Pueblo County sideline, out of bounds. Nope. Well, I thought it was rolling out of bounds. Cohen Glenn got it away. I don't know how that did not roll out of bounds at about the 30. That ended up being a pretty decent punt.
Yeah, they got the roll on there right at the end. So now Fort Morgan's got to figure out how to produce first downs and get some momentum back.
With 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 3rd, as they trail in the game 28-14 at their own 31. They outgained Pueblo County in the first half only because of the final play of that first half. Yeah, they can still be patient. From the pistol, there's a pass out to Ortega. Huge gap on the left side across the 40, and he's down at the 43. I think that was maybe a forward pass. It was close. We'll give him the passing yardage and a gain of 12 yards. Oh, maybe 11. But
on that play, Call cleared out by just running a fly, and he was behind his defender, and would have been nice to see him throw it over the top to him.
Second down, or first down and 10 for the 42. Handoff, Ortega to his right, back to the middle, and he spins to the 50 and maybe to the 49. A gain of 8 will give him 8 yards just on the other side of the 50, as the tackle was made by Brock Roseman. Now they place the football in more favorable field position.
Second down.
The nose of the football is at the 49, second down and a long 1 to go for the Mustangs. Now they can take some time off the clock and score early in the 4th quarter. Naked backfield, play action. Marquez looking to roll out. Rolls to his right, throws off his back foot, wide open as Fritzler has it at the 22. Fritzler is down at the 10.
Nice.
Oh, what a beautiful play and a gain of 39. First and goal for the Mustangs. Marquez to Ben Fritzler.
Bought him some time rolling out to that right and found Fritzler open out on the left side.
Well, they might be able to score before the quarter expires with 1:50 to go. On first and goal from the 10.
Taking a lot of time.
Well, but it's only the 3rd quarter. But you're right. I mean, they were in rhythm, and all of a sudden, that play clock's going to run down. Wiedrich resets. Marquez, low snap, the pitch right to Fritzler, a stiff arm, and then he's tumbled over at about the 11. A loss of 1.
Number 13, Ben Fritzler on the kick.
I mean, how often do they run that pitch play?
Yeah, that's the first time tonight, and it certainly didn't work very good.
It's got to be more of a quick hitter. They get into that backfield too easy.
Second down and goal at the 11. Aguirre is in for Oscar Ramirez. Could be a passing situation, especially if they don't pick up yardage on this play now. Dawson Call and Charlie Langford are the receivers split to each side. It's a tighter formation, though. On second and goal, Marquez, play action, looking to throw. Passes complete underneath, and then it was picked off the hands of Call. Here's Gonzalez to the 30 with 1 to beat at midfield. He cuts it back through Marquez, who brings him down at the 36-yard line. It went off the hands of Dawson Call and into the hands of Gonzalez, and that return goes for 58 yards. It was picked off at the 6-yard line.
35-yard line.
I think Dawson tried to run with it because it was clearly in his hands.
Yeah, he had it, and it just kind of popped out of there right into his hands, and that was very unfortunate.
his second interception of the quarter. And what a play there by Marquez, because it would have been about a 90-some-odd yard interception return. And JJ spun him around and dragged him down in Mustang territory at the 37. But that's a shocking play. I thought Fort Morgan had all that momentum going in. With 26.7 seconds to go. And now Pueblo County can put the game away.
Yeah, defense has got to stiffen here.
It does go as an INT, even though it's not on Marquez. And going the other way is the running back. So Glenn takes off up the middle, and he's got sizable yardage. 5 yards to the 32. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. We'll take it with them with a score. Pueblo County 28, Fort Morgan 14 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. We've hit the fourth quarter. 28-14, Pueblo County. Jonathan Gonzalez with 2 interceptions in the quarter, a 42-yarder that went the distance, and then he just went 58 yards off a ball that was right off the jersey, right off the gut of Dawson Call. Second down, and about 5 to go at the 32, and there is Glenn again running to his left. The quarterback is going to be driven back, and he never went down, but he got to the 28-yard line for a gain of 4.
Helping out on the tackle, number 16, Kate.
And Kevin, this is what we talked about in the first half. You know, chess versus checkers. This is it's pretty basic football that Pueblo County's running.
Right, and it's definitely frustrating for the Fort Morgan defenders to know that they're just running that same play and having success, and you can't stop that.
Third down, a long one just inside the 28-yard line under center. This time quarterback sneak. And that's a 3-yard quarterback sneak. That almost looks like Jalen Hurts of the Eagles at the goal line and just carrying defenders for a gain of 3. And Fort Morgan, though, is a little bit undersized. And that makes it tough.
And they got some big kids on that front line there. I'm not sure. See.
124 yards on 13 carries. The Mustangs had a 14-0 lead in this game. And now it's 1st and 10 for Pueblo County at the Mustang 25. Receiver split left and right. More than likely, this could be Dillahay on the carry just to mix things up. No, he's going to throw. Glenn out towards the sideline. Complete underneath to the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. It's a touchdown from 25 yards out. That is Brock Roseman. And Pueblo County has scored 34 unanswered points, and they lead 34-14.
Once again, he pulled out of a tackle.
Yeah. And they're just taking advantage of Fort Morgan's mistakes, just like Fort Morgan did early in the second quarter, taking advantage of Pueblo County's mistakes.
Jacob Gonzalez to attempt the extra point for the 21-point lead. And that kick is a beauty.
The extra point attempt is good.
10:47 remaining in the game. It's Pueblo County 35, Fort Morgan 14 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Gonzalez to kick it off. That's a boot towards the sideline. Takes a couple of bounces and now fielded by Dawson Caught about the 8-yard line, running to his right, and he is driven down to the ground at the 18. Well, that's an excellent kick by Gonzalez. As the tackle was made by Dominic Morrow, a senior at 6'2", 175.
And next week's opponent, Frederick, started off the season 0-3, but tonight they're winning 28-7 over 4A Silver Creek. So
they're going to come off a quality victory. On 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 18-yard line. I mean, you'd have told me they lost 35-14. I didn't think it would unfold this way.
No.
Now with a 14-0 lead. There's the give and a big hole up the middle. Ortega is tackled around the ankles, crossing the 20 to the 23. It's a gain of about 5. Second down and 5 yards to go. Ortega's up to 75 yards on 16 carries. From the pistol, Marquez looks to throw. Little slant is caught underneath by Lopez Sarinana. And he dives for a first down at the 27, 28-yard line. Yeah, that should stop the clock for the movement of the chains.
I'm not sure he quite got there. They may measure.
No, yeah, you're right. It's right at the stick. Right at the stick.
Yeah, they gave it to him, though.
It is good for Mustangs. First down.
First reception in the game for Lopez Sarinana. Marquez has thrown for 157 yards, but he does have 2 picks. There's the handoff on the right side. Here's Lopez Sarinana with a flag down. He crosses the 45, nearly a face mask, down at the 48-yard line, but that penalty marker more than likely nullifies a 21-yard gain.
Yep. I thought he did have the face mask over here, but they didn't throw the flag on him.
And there's the hold against Fort Morgan.
Holding against the Mustangs.
Well, the way it's looking, unless they come out like a house of fire, they might go winless in the month of September. The worst thing about that is that virtually every loss will be at home except one.
Yep.
But again, it's a young football team. If this were a veteran football team, you would really worry. But a young football team, it's kind of, you have to lose before you have to win in some cases.
Yeah, you got to learn how to win.
That's a great point, Brian. Yeah. That's it. You got to learn how to win. First down and 20 at the 17. Marquez is going to roll out to his right, set up for a screen, throws it across his body. Caught underneath by Samson Ortega. Breaks out of a tackle along the left sideline. A first down to the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. How about that? A 1st and 20 turns into a gain of 24 yards. And that was a gorgeously designed play.
Yeah, and Pueblo County's coaches are questioning whether he was down there when he spun out of that first tackle.
Yeah, I thought he might have been down, but hey, it doesn't matter now.
Nope, the official was a lot closer than I was.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the pistol, play action for Marquez. He's going to throw underneath. It's caught by Davila at the 44. A first down along the sideline, and he tumbles over a defender into Pueblo County territory at the 44, maybe the 43. It's a gain of 16 yards. And how about that? That's the 7th different target.
Timeout.
The official's timeout.
Oh, we got a lineman throwing up out there on the field. We won't give his name.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that'll happen. That will happen once in a while. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. National Double Cheeseburger Day. I want to emphasize that.
So, gentlemen, where's your favorite double cheeseburger here in Fort Morgan?
Well, they're not advertisers, but you know what? I think I'm going to have it my way.
Ah. You rule.
Well, of course, it's have it your way, but
Right.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Lopez Sarinana in motion to the left. There is the give, and a nice haul, and stumbling to the 35, now to the 34 is Ben Fritzler, and there's a late flag.
I think that's going to go on the Hornets, I believe.
Yeah, because it looked like it's a gain of 9. But Victor Villalobos took exception to what happened out there. So I think it will go against Pueblo County. And in fact, one of the officials is pointing in that direction.
And some extracurricular activity going on after the play.
And there'll be some extracurricular activity going on after the game because it's National Double Cheeseburger Day. There you go. And that'll get it into the red zone at the 19.
15-yard penalty resulting in a Fort Morgan.
Looked like that was against number 5, J.P. Cafaso, the junior.
On 1st and 10. 35-14 Pueblo County early in the 4th quarter. End around Langford looking for a block. A stiff arm to the 20, now to the 15, and he dives to about the 14
Number 2, Charlie
along the
Langford
far
on carry.
sideline.
Out of
Those plays are
bounds,
tough for Fort Morgan because holding your blocks and not committing a penalty.
15-yard line.
Give them
Second
4. 8:28 to go in the game. Pueblo County leads by 21. The Mustangs are knocking on the door. 2nd down and 6 to go at the 15-yard line. Touchdowns tonight from Ben Fritzler and Dawson Call. There's the snap. Marquez on the handoff. Nearly a collision, and Fritzler is not going to get out of the backfield. Loss of 3 to the 18. That's what happens. The quarterback and the running back did not have a smooth exchange
tackle in the backfield.
whatsoever.
31,
And he was stacked up by 2 defenders. 3rd and 9. This is essentially the game. I mean, you're way down already, but you do have a prayer.
Right, they don't score here, it becomes impossible.
Right. On 3rd and 9 from the 18-yard line. In motion to the left, Sadinana. Marquez looks to throw. Deep over the middle. It's incomplete. That could be interference. There it is. Dawson Call went to the ground at the goal line. He was essentially almost tackled. Call's got to get up and just don't say anything. Yeah, Dawson, you can tell he's a freshman from that standpoint. He's a good, solid player, but he's got a lot of emotion behind him. Just walk away. Walk away. He's not the typical freshman. He's got major talent. So that'll be half the distance. It will be a 1st down on the pass interference.
Pass interference on the defense.
At the 9-yard line.
That's where some of the leadership, senior leadership that they have needs to go to him and say, you got to dial it back. No need to retaliate on anything. Just walk away and go on to the next play.
Well, Ramirez is one of those seniors in the inside slot on 1st and goal, and the Mustangs moved. That was Wiedrich. Moved just a little bit too early from that tight end position. Oh, they're going to say offsides. Well, I never saw that. Wow.
I didn't see that either.
No. Okay, the Mustangs will take it.
Chasing Wiedrich.
Wiedrich's thanking the Lord for that.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe they jumped and that caused him to move.
Had to be. 1st and goal inside the 5. Let's get a good snap here. Maybe get it to Fritzler. Marquez hands it off to Fritzler to his right, back to the middle. He spins and he scores. Ben Fritzler with his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one from 5 yards out, his 3rd of the season. And Fort Morgan is back on the board. It's 35-20.
Well, that's what they need. Even if they come up short on the scoreboard tonight, they needed to get that momentum, get something working again.
Now to draw to within 14. Still plenty of time to go in the game. Plenty of time. Miguel Davila to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. Did he hook it? He hooked it inside the right upright. It's good. 7:34 remaining in Fort Morgan. Pueblo County 35, Fort Morgan 21 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Ryan, let's recap that excellent drive by Fort Morgan.
Yeah, it took them 9 plays, went 82 yards, took 3 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock, and Fritzler takes it in on the run. Nice job by the Mustangs that time to control the ball.
A 5-yarder by Ben Fritzler. It's 35-21, over 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Mustangs looking for a comeback on homecoming night. Miguel Davila. Well, they go to the onside kick. I don't. They don't have a choice. Oh, now there's a flag.
Were they not ready? Didn't have the ball in play yet?
I think Pueblo County called a timeout.
Oh.
Yeah, because the ball was ready for play. And now that I'm
Timeout, Pueblo County.
yeah, it's almost like they weren't ready for an onside kick.
Yeah.
But if Fort Morgan just kicks off, I mean, you haven't stopped this team consistently. You're going to have to take a chance. I mean, the kickoff is the equivalent of a blitz, you know, where you have to take a chance in order to generate a possession earlier than if you played conventional football.
See if they bring in some hands guys this time. Change up their return for the Hornets.
Well, Brock Roseman is a touchdown catch. He's there for Pueblo County. In the middle of the field is Terrell Dillahay. It's almost like they're better off kicking it on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Let's all rise for the kick.
Yeah, their hands team is closer to this, but Davila's looking over here. Oh, he's going to pooch it towards the sideline. It's going to go way out of bounds at the 28. That backfired.
Yep.
Yeah, that one backfired.
He tried to get into that dead space there, and he just kicked it too hard.
Right. It's all right. It's tough.
Yeah, kind of like you're thinking, you know, if they're all up there with their hands team and you kick it deep, you have a good chance of tackling them and, you know, maybe at the 20, 25. And that pooch kick's really not going to give you a chance to recover it on your own.
In case you missed it, congratulations to Presley Seabrands, the homecoming queen for 2023 at Fort Morgan High School, and Charlie Langford, the homecoming king. We'll have the video up on YouTube here momentarily. 1st and 10 at the 35. Gonzalez in motion, quarterback keeper up the middle. Glenn with a big hole. Across the 40 to the 44, maybe the 45. Close to a first down. I think at this point, Kevin, they got to start tackling the football.
Yeah. Well, they've got to start tackling and then definitely trying to strip the football while they're at it.
That's a gain of 9.
9-yard gain on the play, second down.
He's got 133 yards on 14 carries. That's a heck of a lot. 2nd down and 1. You're going to eat up clock. Fort Morgan will probably get the ball back maybe with 3 or 4 minutes to go if they're lucky. Because it's 2nd and 1 now. They'll pick up this first down unless they commit a penalty. There's the snap. And the ball is dropped. And Dillahay dives back on it at the 41. He lost 3 yards.
Covered by Pueblo County.
That looked like it was self-inflicted.
Yep. They just didn't ever got a hold of it.
Looked like he had to reach. He wasn't where he was supposed to be for that handoff. The quarterback really had to reach out there, and he just never got it stuck in his gut.
Yeah, it's almost like a stretch play.
Yeah.
3rd down and 4 to go at the 41. Fort Morgan trails. 35, 21, 6:18 to go in the game.
Stampede.
Trying to prevent an 0-4 start to the season. From the pistol, Cohen Glenn has run the ball extremely well. Glenn is going to hand it off to Dillahay. He's in at the line of scrimmage, and he's driven back after a gain of a yard. Aguirre with a penetration, and then Jackson Wiedrick and Miguel Davila.
Stop number 37, Jackson Wiedrick.
A gain of only 1, 4th down and 3. So Fort Morgan's going to get the ball back with a lot more time.
See what they're going to do here. They haven't. Of course, he's the punter too, so we'll see what they line up to do.
You don't go for it here. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout with a second left on the play clock to take it into the 5-minute range. And that's a smart thing. Although what they should have done is go up to the line of scrimmage and not even run a play, see if Fort Morgan would be drawn off sides. And they still might do that, but I don't think they're going to call the timeout. And there you go. Now they should kick it away.
5:16 left in the game.
But what I would do if I was Pueblo County, I'd go up to the line of scrimmage like they're going for it. And so what if they take 5 yards and a penalty?
Yeah. Because you make this on a penalty or any kind of way, you get a first down.
That's it.
It's almost a done deal.
Yeah, they can take a delay of game. The clock is not going to run off the timeout, obviously, but they're not concerned about the time yet. Fort Morgan has to figure out a way how to score quickly and then hopefully recover an onside kick. It was 21-14 at halftime. And then the big play, 2 big plays by the same player, Jonathan Gonzalez. A 42-yard interception return for a touchdown. And then with the Mustangs driving in the red zone. They went down to the 6-yard line, intercepted by Gonzalez, 58 yards. 4th and 3, the Mustangs cannot jump. They will not snap this football. They won't snap it. Stay back if you're Fort Morgan. They'll take a delay of game. They'll take the delay of game. You called 2 timeouts in a row?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you can do that at every level now. But I guess you could do it in high school football.
I think as long as you have timeouts, you can call them.
I'm waiting for Kevin's line.
And you can't take them with you.
Thank you very much.
All the way back to Pueblo, that's some heavy baggage.
Exactly.
When I think of not taking timeouts with you, that Fort Morgan Lutheran game where they attempted 62 passes remains a nightmare.
Yes.
4th and 3, they will punt it away with Cohen Glenn at his own 27. How about a Mustang return? This would be great. Unleash Langford or Lopez Sarinana. Make this a 7-point game. Unleash them right now. They're on their home field. They just scored on their last drive. There's a snap to Glenn. He gets it off. End over end punt. It bounces, and it still bounces and downed. Actually, kind of a side spin, not as much end over end. Nonetheless, Mustangs are going to have to go 76 yards, and they have to do it quickly because they're down by 2 scores, and you've got 5:06 to go in the game. Not out of the realm of possibility yet.
Nope. See what your passing game has got going for you.
Well, J.J. Marquez has thrown for 199 yards on 20 attempts. 12 out of 20 for 199 for Marquez unofficially. 1st and 10 for the 24. Marquez to throw. He heaves it deep up the right side. Langford is out there, and he dives. It's incomplete. He overthrew him. It would have been a touchdown had he caught it in stride, but Charlie dove, and there was nothing he could do right there. He just overthrew him. What an arm, by the way, Marquez has. He just chucked that baby about 45 yards.
Yeah, and that was the play I was talking about where Dawson Call, ran like he was going to get the screen pass, and that kind of sucked up the defenders a little bit and gave Charlie a chance to get back there. I'm sure the Pueblo's coaches are not happy with that.
Well, snap it right now. That player cannot get off the field, but now he does get off the field for Pueblo County on 2nd and 10. There's that pattern off to the right. Caught by Call, makes a move. He ran into a teammate. He's down at the 30. And now flags are all over the field. It's a gain of about 6. Hopefully that's not offensive interference because he was somebody screening Call to get open. I don't know. Because that was, ineligible downfield, I think is the call.
I was going to say the guy that made that call would not be the one calling a.
Yep. This is ineligible against Fort Morgan.
Looks like he's telling 58. He shouldn't have gone downfield.
Yeah, you can take one step, but you can't take that second. Then you're considered downfield, and it's almost like if it's a play that quickly, you go downfield, you either mistimed or you don't know the play. Now it's 2nd down and 15 to go for the 19. Boy, it's too bad he couldn't connect with Langford there. That would have been a touchdown from 76 yards out. And it was the same pattern. They ran 55 yards against Brush. Same exact pattern. Marquez out to his right, and it's caught underneath, and breaking a tackle is Lopez Sarinana. He spins across the 35. It's a 1st down. And there's a late flag.
Yep.
Holy mahungus. It's a gain of 17, maybe more, and a personal foul against Pueblo County.
Right. That's going to add 15 to the end of it. Yeah, they just got a little boisterous trying to tackle him out of bounds.
We'll call it 18 yards on the reception. This will be in Pueblo County territory. Colorado Prep Scoreboard show coming up at 9:30 with Kevin Schaefer, and we will be late for that. because this game has been an extended game and it's homecoming night. So it should be at about the 48-yard line of Pueblo County. First and 10 for the Mustangs.
First down.
You know, Pueblo County has not played the most disciplined football either. They're a little bit rambunctious and got a chip on their shoulder too.
On first and 10 for the Hornets, 48-yard line, 35-21. Pueblo County, 4:27 to go. Plenty of time to go in the game.
Yep.
But you want to score in the next 2 minutes. Hopefully less than that. Two receivers to the left. Marquez back to throw. The screen out to the left is caught underneath by Fritzer, and he's down at the line of scrimmage. And undoubtedly that penalty marker is against the Fort Morgan Mustangs in the backfield.
And how can you hold on a screenplay where you're supposed to be letting the defenders back to the quarterback?
Yep.
Holding.
I don't know. I thought I saw him coming through there, and I didn't see the hold, but he's a lot closer than I am, so.
We've got some pretty good seats here.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, we can see it pretty well.
Yeah,
You know,
we're like, what, the 46-yard line?
yeah.
Yep.
Improvement over last year. We were out at the 42.
That's
43.
correct. First and 20 from the 42-yard line. The Mustangs are in their own territory. Marquez is back to throw. Backside pressure. Hit as he throws. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Velasquez, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line. Christian Velasquez did not get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Covered by Fort Morgan
And the Mustangs have it back.
to the 41-yard line.
But it's second down and 21. How about that in the score in the rushing column? Quick drop. Marquez, shoulder shake, rolls to his right. Flag is down, throws off his back foot, incomplete. Along the sideline to Langford at the 48-yard line. And now let's see what that flag's about. You would think it's against the offense. And a Mustang offensive lineman is flat on his back at the 39. Uh-oh, that might be, that's Victor Villalobos getting up slowly.
Looks like he took one to the personal area.
Yeah.
Injured Mustang is number 58, Victor Villalobos. Hopefully he'll be okay soon.
And it's a penalty against Fort Morgan.
Yeah, I'm going to send it back in that area of holding, so.
You know what? You got to do a post or a fly now to Charlie. I mean, I know they'd be anticipating it, but you're looking at a second and about 30 now.
You got to do a fly so that you can get within third and short.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they could try the screen again, but they have to be more disciplined blocking the screen. Ball's at the 31.
Flag was against the Mustangs.
It is second down and 31 to go for the Mustangs.
Second down.
Second and 31 from the 31. They got to get to the 38 of Pueblo County. And again, just like the last drive, you had to score to stay in the game. You've got to do it again now.
They're going the wrong way, though.
Well, for sure. They've got 3 downs to get 31 yards. Marquez to throw. Out to his right underneath. Caught by Langford at the 31. A move to the 35. Tries to swing it back to the outside. He's down. Was that a face mask? I thought they might have grabbed the face mask as he's spun to the ground back at the 30. I thought I saw the face mask move just a little bit. It'd be a 5-yarder. And now the officials are conversing near the 32-yard line. And it's a 5-yard face mask against Pueblo County. The gain is only 4 to Langford.
So how many minutes have we used in this series of plays, and it's still second down?
Yep. Second down, though, and 22 to go at the 40. Marquez back to throw, steps up in the pocket. Heaves it deep up the right side and incomplete.
Angel.
Lopez actually had 2 steps on the defender, and it's third down.
I think Angel had stopped, though. I don't know if he was looking for a hook play or whatever it was, but he stopped and then had to take off again, and JJ just overthrew him.
A career high 221 yards passing for J.J. Marquez. unofficially 14 out of 24 with 2 interceptions. On 3rd down and 22 at their own 40. Got to pick up at least 10 yards. The slant is caught by Call at the 49, breaks out of a tackle, a stiff arm, and then drives and spun out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Okay, he just picked up 13 yards there. And for Dawson Call, his 3rd reception of the game.
And a little opportunity at redemption over that one missed pass that bounced into the defender's hand for a interception.
It'll be 4th down and a long 8. They're at the 46-yard line. Got to get to the 38. This is the game for Fort Morgan if they have any chance of climbing back in on 4th and 8. JJ rolls out to his left. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to have to throw the ball, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down and sacked at the 45, and that'll be it. Pueblo County takes over with 2:55 to go in the game, leading 35-21.
Yeah, it looked like they were going for a home run ball instead of just trying to get 8 yards. Looked like they were trying to get the touchdown here on that play. But
right,
you got to just take what the defense is going to give you. I thought I saw a call open about the 35-yard line, but didn't have time to get rid of it.
JJ is going to finish 15 of 25 for 235 yards. Ground game not too bad either. And Fort Morgan does have 368 yards of total offense. From the 45, Cohen Glenn under center. Handoff, Dillahay along the right side, close to a 1st down. Now has the 1st down. Inside the 35 to the 34. And are they going to give him an extra half yard or so? Either way, for Terrell Dillahay, who's been contained tonight, it's a gain of 12.
and I'm not sure what timeouts Fort Morgan has left and how they plan on using those.
I think at this point, just make some tackles on defense, and that's it. This game is over. We're down to 2:28 to go. 1st and 10 at the Fort Morgan 33 with a backs and an eye. Glenn lost control of the ball. Maybe the Mustangs have it. No.
They fell on it, 51.
An offensive lineman. It's that type of night. That was Nicholas Coletti, and now the Mustangs going to call a timeout. He fell on it at the line of scrimmage. Wiggins and Platte Valley play tomorrow in Wiggins. 1 o'clock kickoff on sister station 94.5 The Ranch and 94.5theranch.com. Walden Valley also playing tomorrow against North Park. Brush and Yuma tonight.
Last I checked, they were up 28-0 on Yuma.
Brush was up.
Yeah, Brush was up.
Thank you.
28-0.
That's on 1010 KSIR, the Bee Diggers. Next week, I'll be there at Rifle, and Kevin and Brian will have the call here, Fort Morgan against Frederick. Yeah, Brush needed that game. You got to win these non-conference games. Fort Morgan will be in the same position next year, because this year, you're just playing to get better.
Right.
Yep.
You're not a playoff team because the competition is so fierce and they're so inexperienced, but gaining experience this year. 2nd down and 10 from the 33. Glenn under center, backs in an eye. There's the give to Dillahay, and tackle around the ankles of the line of scrimmage. And an outstanding play.
Wyatt Patterson.
Yep. He's been making contributions later in games. There's another timeout, 3rd down, and a short 10 to go. 2:11 remaining in the game. That might have been their last timeout. I thought they called a timeout before this particular drive. Well, the last 2 weeks, it looks like Fort Morgan's going to score the last points of the game, but so you finish fairly strong. But 35 unanswered points are big.
Yep.
They've made a lot of improvement from the beginning of the season, that I see. But
Yeah, they had a setback in the middle of this game when they were up 14-0, and it looked like, okay, they were doing better every week, and then all of a sudden, the adjustment they made was the quarterback, Cohen Glenn, on 3rd and 10, just inside the Mustang 33, and Glenn will keep it himself off the bootleg. He's going to have a first down across the 25 to the 21, a gain of 12.
Number 10, Cohen Glenn.
The entire Fort Morgan defense, with the exception of one player, went for the running back.
First down.
And now you just take a knee. Yeah, you take a knee and that's it.
Yeah, and it wasn't all on the defense either. They had those interceptions. And
let's see if they go into victory formation with 1:45 to go. I'm not sure why they're not. With the ball at the 21. Waiting for the clock to run down. Yeah, there's no reason to run plays. Glenn under center. Give to Dillahay up the middle. He's got a few yards. To the 16, a gain of close to 5.
must be Fort Morgan's last time out.
Timeout.
Well, then you know what? They should be running the plays if Fort Morgan's going to call timeouts. I mean, is there a purpose behind it?
Well, just the message that you don't want to tell your kids that you quit.
Well, but I mean, mathematically, that's just the way I look at it. But
well, I mean, I see where you're coming from. There's two philosophies on that. One would be to say, kids, there's no chance, but then there's always going to be that one kid or that one parent or that one booster or whatever that's going to say, what are you trying to tell these kids, to quit? And I don't know. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to do as a coach.
Well,
I think if they would have lined up in the victory formation,
I think you're right.
They wouldn't have called.
You're right. You're absolutely. But now they can line up in victory formation.
Second down for the Hornets.
Minute 25 to go.
They're not going to.
It's just ridiculous. 2nd and 5 from the 17. You run two plays, you're going to run out the clock. From the 17, Glenn under center. Handoff to Dillahay, and he is stacked up and driven back at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Jackson Wiedrich, and Ben Fritzer right behind him.
Possibly someone should tell the Pueblo County coaches that it is the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, now you run clock, and if Fort Morgan were to get the ball back, there'd be maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Because right now you got to be about a minute to go. Yeah, 54 seconds to go. You get up there. Well, they'll run another play on 3rd and 5 from the 17. And Glenn will hand it off to Dillahay and charges ahead to the 13 for a gain of 4, but that should be it.
30 seconds.
No, that'll be it. That will be it. As the Pueblo County Hornets have won the game tonight on homecoming night over the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 35-21. The Mustang post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Call Dusty or Roxy, 970-571-2024. 274 yards of total offense for Pueblo County. 368 by the Mustangs. However, you had 2 interceptions by Jonathan Gonzalez in the third quarter that totaled 100 yards. One went 42 for a touchdown, the other one 58. Mustangs got off to a 14-0 lead. Ben Fritzer with a 3-yard run and a 13-yard touchdown pass from J.J. Marquez to Dawson Call. But then Cohen Glenn took over the game. Touchdown runs of 10, 45, and 10 yards to make it 21-14 at the half. Then you had the 42-yard interception return Then you had the 25-yard touchdown pass from Glenn to Brock Roseman before the Mustangs scored again on Ben Fritzer's 5-yard run, his second touchdown of the game. And that's it. And Fort Morgan falls to 0-4. And that's the frustrating thing, Kevin. Fort Morgan was showing signs of improvement. And when they're up 14-0, you figure, okay, they just picked up where they left off last week.
Right.
And now you're not back to square one, but you got to cut down on the mistakes.
Well, and they did have the 2 turnovers that helped them out during that stretch, but still they were hitting on their cylinders on offense, having success. They were forcing punts, and then all of a sudden the wheels came off the bus, and well, the quarterback just started running outside, and he was unstoppable.
Brian, they got to rebound next week against Frederick, but we've been saying that week after week. You got to rebound, and the thing with Fort Morgan, what we've seen so far over the first 4 games, really more the last 3, because the first game against Conifer, you had a good defensive stand on the first drive, and then you scored in the first drive offensively, and then it was all Conifer after that. But Fort Morgan's played some really good stretches of games, but it's just not sustainable for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why they're having such a problem keeping it together. You know, they will, just like the start of this game, up 14-0, looked like they were going, and then something just happens and the other team scores and they get down on themselves or something, and just.
But then you bring this up with a lack of senior leadership, because it's not that they don't have the senior, they just don't have. It's either enough seniors or the one you look to, and you know, a lot of these teams, and it doesn't have to be a championship team. You could look up to a Briggs Wheatley. I mean, when you're a championship team, that's kind of easy.
Yeah.
But a solid team, and again, that's not to discredit any of the seniors, but you would think that probably a guy like Oscar Ramirez, because he was a sophomore on that team, but I don't know, it's all personality driven, and I don't want to pin it on him. But now it's probably up to the senior class, because, hey, these are their final 6 games of their career.
Right. I don't think you want to pin it on any one guy, but collectively, this group of seniors is not the motivational leaders that I've seen in the past. You know, because like I was talking about there, when they started to get down, they were walking around with their heads down like, oh, woe is us. And they're still in the ball game. They're down by, maybe 2 touchdowns at that point. And, the senior leadership is not there picking everybody up.
And it may just be their personality. They're just not the leadership type of guys. They may be more reserved type of guys or something. But
right. Sometimes it comes natural, and it's not very. You can't manufacture that stuff. It's not that easy.
No.
All right, Brian and Kevin will be with you next Friday when the Mustangs take on the Frederick Golden Eagles.
Yep.
With kickoff at 7 o'clock right here on Morgan County's B106. And again, already underway tonight into tomorrow and Sunday. Downtown Fort Morgan is the Fall Harvest Car Show. For Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. Have a great weekend, and God bless. The final score tonight from Legion Field on homecoming night: Pueblo County 35, Fort Morgan 21, as the Hornets improved to 3-1, and the Mustangs dropped to 0-4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.